It's Tuesday afternoon, and you know what that means. It's time for Randomity with the Random Christian Show. Today, the Random Christian Show is happy to welcome back dating guru Dale Valor. The Random Christian Show is brought to you by Mrs. A's Famous Salsa BUENA, a unique blended salsa loaded with cilantro and just the right amount of heat. Mrs. A's Famous Salsa BUENA is available in stores across California, Colorado, Nevada, and Southern Oregon. To find a store near you, just visit mrsafamous.com. The Random Christian Show is proudly supported by The Advisor. The Advisor is a Facebook group created by Colonel James Neal Broadus, composed of multi-talents such as actors, directors, artists, writers, and more. If you fall into this category, contact them on Facebook at The Advisor. The Random Christian Show can now be seen and heard on the Rabbit in Red Radio Network. Check them out at rabbitinredradio.com. Intro music provided by the Dead Campers. Check them out on Spotify and at deadcampers.com. Next week, the Random Christian Show is moving to its new day, Friday, and interviewing author Kay Cordell. My name is Andy. Now here's your host, Christian Random.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
we're on.
Yeah, we're on. We're on. And
we made it.
And the video's actually working in time with
For now. Don't jinx it. You're going to jinx it, dude.
I know. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. My name is Christian. His name's Andy, and
Yes.
we are the Random Christian Show. We're so glad to have you with us for our final Tuesday episode.
So crazy. Can't believe it.
I know.
End of an era.
We've been given the green light to go to Fridays. So not this week, but the following week we will be on Friday, as Andy just announced, with Kay Cordell. Very excited about that. I think it'll really open us all up a little bit more, and make things a little bit. Oh, there it is, right there. No more Tuesdays. Tuesdays are no longer for us. It is Fridays. We're all about TGIF Fridays.
That's right.
And are those even around anymore?
God, I have no
TGI
idea.
Fridays? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was a Chili's man myself. I was never big on the TGI Fridays.
I was until they got way too commercial, and then it was like just lost its flair. I mean, I remember back in the old days in Cupertino, one of the first Chili's,
Yeah.
and standing in line for an hour just to have an old timer with cheese, and it was the most amazing burger ever.
Their chicken crispers, they're like chicken strips with the and they had this like honey mustard sauce that was just, it was one of the most incredible things ever. And I mean, for a year straight, if somebody asked me where I wanted to go to dinner, it was just like, oh, Chili's. I want some crispers, man. Give me some crispers. Come on.
Yeah.
So
No, that was the reward for having a good week or something. You're like, yeah,
right.
LA.
Yeah. And I can't tell you how much of my dining ware was liberated from Chili's. I had 2 mugs that we had stolen, and I mean at least 7 or 8 forks. I know. Well, the statute of limitations has got to be over, right?
You never know.
I'm not responsible
for
why. I'm not responsible for why Chili's went out of business because I stole 2 mugs and 8 forks, right?
You're gonna have somebody knocking on your door, little Chili's apron and hat.
I know.
Hi, excuse me, Mr. Drake. We're gonna need those mugs and forks back now. There's a chain in Seattle that's short some supplies, and we need to ship these right away. Like, no, I've had these for years.
And why is Professor Frink working for Chili's?
Well, there's a chemical factor that happens with the food after a while, and I have to keep the balance of the nucleus into the flavin and flavonoids. I like to say flavonoids a lot, so that's usually why I'm there. Plus, I like to drink a lot, so yes, it's there. Either I'm drunk, stoned, or I'm just stupid, which we all know that I'm not. I'm just usually drunk. So, anyway, yes. So Professor Frank, I'm back. Okay. So yeah, been fighting a migraine all weekend and yesterday and last night and this morning. So anyway, uh I'm here now and
You're good?
yeah, I'm random.
Okay.
Christian random.
We are live, by the way. Just so
Right. That's true. Um
we're rolling.
so very excited to have Dale Valor back with us just in time before the old holiday of February, which is Valentine's. I'm not good at this. Valentine's Day. Or is do you do it? How do you?
Well,
What?
so you kind of do it like this, but I can never. My hands,
Yeah, I'm.
and then I don't.
Yeah,
I can't. Mine end up looking like a crab that's just not having the best day.
mine's just a little blob. There we go. There it is.
All right.
Anyway, so yes, perfectly in time for Valentine's Day, we have Dale Valor back, writer and creator of the book The Inner Game, all about not only just dating, but life coaching as well, and getting your life in order and working things the right way. We had a great time with him last time, so we thought, hey, let's do it one more time for Valentine's Day feel, and there it is right there. Bringing swagger back with Dale. Plus, he's got a new book that he's going to be talking about that he's getting ready to put out. So, there's all sorts of different ways to approach the whole dating synopsis now. Lots of people just still go out to bars or whatever and mix and mingle and whatnot. But of course, there is always the dating profile, the dating app sites, I guess, is which I mean that's how I met my wife actually.
What app did you meet her on?
Bumble. It was
okay.
I liked it because it basically I had to just put very little information about myself, and then it's all up to them. You just kind of interact with them one time, and then if they want to, they can respond right back. Of course, my wife waited till like the last literal 5 minutes of the window and then responded.
Yeah, right. But it paid off, right?
Yeah, yes, it did. And
I mean, come on.
And I'm married to an absolutely amazing woman now, and could not be happier. But it's anyway. So, and speaking of which, she's texting me right now. In the middle of the show.
They never know when we're on, do they?
No, she does.
I'm gonna get 80. I will get like 3 phone calls from Jamie when she's at the store. Did you need this too? Did you need that? Like, honey.
So we thought we'd get. Oh, wait a minute. We're forgetting. There it is. The sound, the music, the thrill of a lifetime. It is the Random 9 list. That's right. That's our theme music for the Random 9 list. And no better way to bring in Valentine's Day and Dale Valor, except for bringing up 9 random things that not to do on your dating profile or to put on your dating site.
Right.
And,
yeah.
Let's see. Let me just end this real quick. There it is. And so we've compiled with our crack team of researching crackheads 9 random things not to put on your dating profile. Here it comes, just for you. There it is. I'm really loud sometimes, I guess. My wife's right.
Let it go. Let's just roll with it.
Yeah. Sorry, it's just still the end of the video feed's doing awesome. So again, thanks to Spectrum. All right, so here we go. We've got 9 random things not to put on your dating profile. So I will start it off with number 9. No, Number 9. Number 9, random things not to put on your dating profile. I love to spend a long weekend camping deep in the forest, hunting the Sasquatch.
That's not a red flag. I don't know what is.
And as long as you run faster than the Sasquatch, you're fine. Maybe your date won't be.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, let's have you do number 8 for us, please.
Yeah. Number 8, 9 random things not to put on your dating profile. Not available on Friday nights because that's when I play D&D.
and we're just gonna put this up here now.
Right. Yes, we're nerds. All right.
Or maybe because my video's all frozen. So
let it go. Let it go. Just keep it rolling.
Let's see. Let's go to number 7. Number 7.
7.
I like to entertain from my mom's basement and show off my collection of dolls. No, they're not action figures. They're really dolls. There's nothing wrong with that, apparently, for a grown man to have a bunch of dolls, unless he's a freak.
There's a really great real estate commercial. I forget who it was for. It might have been for like a Zillow or something, where they show a guy walking through doing the walk through the house, and they go up to the attic, and there are just a ton of creepy dolls up there.
Oh yeah.
And so, and he's like, nope, forget it. We're gone. No sale.
Nope. I'm done. I would be right with that person. Nah.
Oh yeah.
Nope. Not gonna do. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. So, Andrew.
Number 6. 9 random things not to put on your dating profile. I have the second largest collection of Pokemon cards on the West Coast.
just gonna put this back up here again.
Right.
Yes, there's nerds. Yeah.
Have I told you that X is like big into the Pokemon cards now?
No.
So we're slowly going poor on every time he sees them. Oh, Daddy, can I get that? Daddy, can I get that?
This will make you sick. A guy I worked with, his kids were kind of into him and whatnot. Just was at a store one day and said, "Yeah, give me some of those, whatever." And the guy's like, "These are here." He's like, "Yeah." So he opened up the packs. They got into the car and the kids opened them up and went, "Oh my God, Dad!" He had a Balthazar or something, whatever it is. Like one of the rare, very expensive ones. Like first card they opened up. He was like, "Oh yeah." And he took it. And he's like, "My kids are saying this." The guy's like, "I'll give you, 500 for it." He's like, "No."
Yeah.
And So anyway. Yeah, those kind of things just, they happen to everybody but me. Right. Number 5, random things not to put on your dating profile. I work in law enforcement, so we can get away with practically anything. Trust me.
Plus the cuffs are mine.
Yeah. These are real official handcuffs.
Yeah.
Not the plastic kind that you play around with. Yeah. No, things could go very, very, very wrong in a very way. Number 4, Randy.
Number 4, 9 random things not to put on your dating profile. I can recite every line of dialogue from Xanadu. And yes, I'm talking about the Olivia Newton-John movie.
Not good. Not good at all.
Nope.
Yeah, definitely bad. Definitely bad.
Dun, dun, Xanadu. Dun, 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 Xanadu. Now we are here in Xanadu. Sorry.
The fact that you even know that song right off the top of your head.
I hate to say it. It was a great soundtrack, man. ELO on that soundtrack. So good.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh man. Okay. Now we'll get lost on that.
That's a that's a hole we shouldn't start digging.
We will be here for a long time, especially with the video dragging later. Number 3, 9 random not to things not to put on your dating profile. I have no brain. Let's see. Oh, here's one. I have a standing timeshare with some guy that doesn't use the place so much. It's always available. The guy's name's like Jay Einstein Epstein, something like that. Anyway, yeah, probably not the best timeshare to be sharing with.
Probably not. Yeah.
Lots of things could go wrong. And, and then you disappear because like Jeffrey Epstein, something. Yeah. Leave it alone. Moving on. Number 2, random things not to put on your dating profile, Andrew.
Must get along with my cat. Yes, the one in my profile photo.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. And the where there's one, there's usually about 7 more. So
right. Exactly.
It's not just a cat, it's cats.
If a cat works yourself into any sort of profile photo or whatnot, there's, the relationship is officially unhealthy.
and the fact that I have to show my cat to you on my dating profile. It's just in case you have allergies.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Aversion to litter boxes and chewed on balls of stuff and cat spit everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
So wow. Just really got lost in the whole cat thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
Let's see. And here it is. The number 1 random thing not to put on your dating profile. I host a live podcast on the interweb. I'm kind of a big deal in the indie podcast world. You should be on it. Yeah. There it is. 9 random reasons why we don't date anymore, pretty much. Here it is. And there we go. The official random 9 list for the week of the last Tuesday is now done and over with. So what we're going to do now, we're going to hear from our amazing friends that do our news. Yeah, that's right. We've got news. And not nudes. That'd be weird.
No. Yeah. NEWS. NEWS.
So, oh, wait, I forgot to actually plug it back in here. And we got to bring that up. So there it is. And now, for our good friends, Travis Dunn and the Random News Network, it is time for the Random News.
Welcome, America, and thank you for joining us at the Random News Network. I'm Travis Dunn.
I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm John Miller.
A little reminder, the happiest time of the year is coming up, the most loving Valentine season and Valentine's Day. So remember to get out there and break up with that special someone. And the animal clinic up in New Jersey called Homeward Bound has you covered this year. You can, for $50, pick out an animal, name it, and have it spayed. And for $25 extra, you can watch.
So be sure to name it after your ex. Speaking of castrations, with the events developing at Shelby Park and Eagle Pass, 25 states are backing Abbott. So he's getting support from half of the United States, along with, get this, Russia. Not exactly the first thought for support that you would have come to mind, but at least he doesn't have to wear a diaper and can keep track of his laptops and emails.
And speaking of losing tech, New York City is saying goodbye to its 400-pound droid. that honestly looks like an R2-D2 knockoff. It's called the Nightscope K5, and it was designed to help keep commuters in the Times Square subway system safe. Unfortunately, the only armament it has was a camera and a push button to actually try to talk to a live operator. Really helpful when you're getting mugged.
Or shot in the head.
Oh, just hold on a second. Let me push this button first.
And speaking of things that aren't working quite the way they were expected to, an 80-year-old woman in New Hampshire was found in the back of an actual garbage truck after being compacted 4 times. To be honest with you, there's a lot easier ways to commit suicide. And Canada has probably one of the best ones. It's actually called the MAID service. Medical Assistance in Dying. That means they'll actually come out and help you commit suicide. This is actually the #1 competitor of Hillary Clinton.
And her #1 victim on the list coming up is Carrie Lake, who is running for state senate for Arizona. She had a call with GOP chairman Jeff DeWitt, and he was trying to bribe her to bring her on over to his team with his buddies back east, putting their money where their mouth is. Now, after this call, he resigned, not only admitting his guilt, but admitting that his poll just wasn't as big as he thought it was.
And speaking of small things, Tesla recalls over 2 million EVs due to the text on their warning lights being too small, according to the NHTSA, which could also lead to people trying to see the warning light, try to read it, and end up crashing their wonderful Tesla into a tree or a school.
Speaking of new text, the Florida District Court has made it legal to carry firearms into the post office. Coincidentally, a recent poll has named certain Florida post offices as the #1 as far as efficiency and friendliness.
They probably just don't want anybody going postal. And speaking of which, the January jobs report shatters expectations with 353,000 new jobs. Now, the flip side of that fantastic news is hours have gone way down. So while you're picking up those extra jobs to try to gain those hours you just lost to make the bills that you need to pay, try to get jobs that aren't being overtaken by robots, AI, or self-serve.
And the FCC is trying to help you in this with making AI robocalls illegal, especially after this last batch of robocalls that imitated President Biden telling voters in New Hampshire, don't vote in the primaries, save your vote for the actual election.
That might just be Biden calling out for help because he finally escaped.
Or it could be Biden actually calling and he just forgot. In Colorado, we have a man who decided to go from Colorado Springs to Denver in 20 minutes, meaning he went over 150 miles an hour for quite a bit of this drive. But that man, he did make it to Hooters for happy hour. That's a man with a plan right there. And speaking of plans, wings. Honey mustard wings. Pepper wings. Jalapeno wings.
Can you stop salivating over meat already?
Oh, God. Not again.
Oh, teriyaki wings.
Still going.
Okay, well, folks, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and may the good news
Be yours.
wing time, wing time, wing time. I'm gonna get my wing on. I'm gonna get my wing time on. I'm gonna
down.
get my ting.
I'm surprised you feel it's a pup tent.
I'm pretty sure it was a controller.
And it was a big controller.
Yeah, that's why he needs to go for the bone wings.
Yeah, well, he likes the wangs, that's for sure.
Do you think he likes them dry or juicy? I don't know.
I'm thinking dry.
Yeah, it's about what he's used to, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gross. I don't want to think
Just
about it
him
anymore.
and just all the wangs flying out.
Don't even want to. Nope.
Wang, 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 wang.
We're saying wings wrong. It's wangs.
He was even saying wang. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
That's his Freudian slip coming out. He likes wangs.
Well, I knew he does like wangs.
I mean, there's nothing to be bad. Like, there's no
No,
reason to be shy about it.
No, it's all fine nowadays, especially the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And age, it's all about the facts. Facts are made up of the 5 W's: the who, the what, the when, where, and the why. So we here at Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena thought we'd break it down for you and make it easier. The who is simple. Mrs. A is a teacher and a mother that loves to cook and reward people with delicious food. The what? Well, that would be the 3 amazing salsas she makes: regular, hot, and salsa verde. All made with the freshest ingredients and no onion, so you can spread the love, not your breath. The when? Well, when isn't there a good time to enjoy Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena? Where can you get it? Well, how about all throughout California and Southern Oregon, even in Nevada and parts of Wyoming and Colorado, and they're growing all the time. If you don't see it in the refrigerated section, ask for Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena or just go to mrsafamous.com. Now you ask yourself why? Well, because Buena means good, really good. And that's because Mrs. A's famous salsas are made with fresh ingredients, and you taste that in every bite because it's Buena. So be good to yourself and get Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena. Go ahead, eat Buena.
Hey, yeah, that's right. Eat Buena. Eat lots of salsa Buena. In fact, she's now expanded into Washington. Yeah, but you didn't know that. Well, that's right. Just above you, Andrew. That's where they are.
Well, now she's below and on top of me. I am the meat in a Mrs. A's Salsa Buena sandwich where I can't actually get Mrs. A's Salsa Buena.
But if you just travel a little further south or further north, then you'll be fine. So,
Right. Yeah.
It's just that little gap right in between there. I'm not sure what's the matter with your Salem, Oregon?
Salem. Yeah.
You know what Salem is backwards? Melas. Bet you didn't know that, but now you do.
Well, yeah, I could have put those together for sure.
This is how the random Christian mind works. All right. So, since we're all done with our shenanigans and melees of nonsensical nonsense, let's bring our guest in. That's right. I'm sorry, I have no brain. Let's bring in Mr. Dale Valor. I have no
Hey!
Whoa. There it is. There's a little applause for you right there. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm awesome. Thank you so much for having me on again. I've been looking forward to this, especially since Valentine's Day is coming up and all that kind of thing. It makes all the sense in the world. And I'm glad to be here. So thank you, guys.
No, very, very. We're we kind of planned it the last time you were on. We're like, dude, we got to get you on next year for February.
Yeah.
So, and it just so happened to work out. Now, sorry to hear about your loss with your fire and everything, but I'm glad y'all are okay.
Yeah.
And that's what insurance is for. It's just things, right?
Yep.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you want
to
talk about
which was unfortunate, but it's what it is. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But the thing is, and what I wanted to point out is, excellent skills of a life coach is in the way you handled it, man. Like you responded to me, you were like, dude, kind of in the middle of dealing with putting out fires, literally. And I was like, oh man. You're like, but yeah, let's plan something. And I was like, oh man, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And thank you for saving the shirt that we sent you. So
priorities, right?
Right. I needed something to wipe the windows off in the car. So,
and it's funny too because that shirt can be used as a flotation device in case of a flood. So, had your house actually flooded, that would have been another,
exactly helpful right then.
No.
Not sure how it's a flotation device, but yeah, we'll go with it. And so it's a multi-purpose tool for.
Well, you tie up the sleeves and then you sew up the neck and then you just blow and then it becomes a nice little. Never mind.
Now you're just making it weird, Andrew. It's just got way weird now. But no, seriously, we are very glad that you're all safe and well. And like I said, a great example of life coaching skills is handling it the way you did. And
hey, look, anybody can be a sunshine soldier, right? When everything's going good for you and there's no adversity, it's easy to, pound your chest and be like, I'm that guy or whatever, you know what I mean? But when you're really faced with something that is life altering, and that situation was life altering, nobody died, and like you said, just lost stuff, but at the same time, like we had to uproot and move the state away and, and all these things had to be figured out right now.
Right.
And so, perspective, like you said, it's just stuff. Everybody's fine. We can get that stuff back, which we have mostly, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Lost a few mementos, things like that. But by and large, just kept it moving, so.
Yeah.
Perfect. And and again, that was also right in the middle of winter, wasn't it?
It was right before Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. So, well, you're in
Yeah.
Michigan, so it's like being in winter.
Well, honestly, it could have been worse. The weather was actually great. You
guys were actually having a good spell. So, I've been in Michigan during the winter and during fall. So, I know it's interesting. Ann Arbor was quite chilly in the winter. We were very close to Canada, and that was proven by things being frozen. So now how's the book Inner Game going? How's everything going?
You know what? We hit the Amazon bestseller list, for
hello.
I mean, I'm not going to make it bigger than what it is. I mean, it was for one of the categories that it was listed in, you know what I mean? And but I mean, at the end of the day, hey, I'll take it, and bottom line is, I know that it's been helpful for people. And I know like my students have all read it and I see it being impactful in people's lives. And at the end of the day, that's all I ask for, like if it sells 1 million copies, that's awesome. You know what I mean? But it was written for people. It wasn't written for me to get money. I mean?
Yeah.
So
as long as the message gets out there, you're good. Like if one person reads it or if 1 million people read it, you've won. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So no, that's amazing, man. No, I mean, and trust me, we constantly are tooting the fact that we are number 7 on some weird podcast network for indie comedy interviews, right? And so, but it's those victories too that really sort of fuel the creative fire just to sort of keep going, saying, hey, people are listening to this, people are reading this,
100%.
and that's so that's awesome, man. That's so great.
Well, thank you. I
Nothing
appreciate
wrong with
it.
tooting our own horn, Andy.
I didn't say it. I'm just saying. I know exactly. Take the victories, no matter how little, no matter how obscure.
Is that what you say when you leave Chili's with their silverware? Count.
Hell yeah! Come on, man.
Yes.
I have to go home to wash this, and I have an extra fork now. I have something else that can sit in the sink for an extra day. Just because I liberated this fork from Chili's.
Small victories, small wins, right?
Yes. All right. So Dale, so how is the life coaching, dating coach business going? I mean, are you still really thriving with a lot of this?
Yeah. Matter of fact, you're the first people to even know about this. I haven't posted on social media yet or anything like that. But I'm rolling out a new program that, actually, let me take a step back. a couple of months ago, I rolled out a free program. It was just recorded. You know what I mean? It was, it's not a live week by week type of thing.
Right.
All pre-recorded, but it's for guys that have went through divorce, whether that was like, even if they're still going through it, you know what I mean? Or even if it was 20 years ago, I think it speaks to anybody that's going through a divorce, been through a divorce, or had traumatic, long-term relationships, whatever, however you want to define that. So that's 100% free, that particular program, so,
right.
I'll give it to anybody that asks for it, but I do got a new program, which isn't free, but I got one coming out. The target date is the 15th of this month.
Okay.
So what that's going to be speaking in large part about, not completely, let's say 75% confidence, 25% everything else, and it's going to be, a weekly class with me. They're able to come to any of the Modern Success, that's a company I'm with, Modern Success retreats for free. I mean, you have to pay your way, but
Right.
access to those retreats are free. And we do them 4 times a year. So you get that for free. You get to hang out with coaches and have a good time. We got one coming up March 1st in LA. We do in Miami, we do them in Vegas, so you get that access for free. You get access to our Discord, and a couple other, goodies, but it's super affordable, super cheap. And that's the whole idea for it is that, I'm not going to front. The Modern Success program it's a pricey item. It's a big ticket item, This particular program is going to be significantly less than that. You know what I mean? So, and we're rolling that out, it's called Masterclass, and we're, like I said, hopefully, in a week, in change, so the target date is the 15th.
But now, and your Modern Success, it may be a big take, but it really approaches a lot of stuff. Now, again, it's not just dating; it's actually a life coaching process. To really help, get yourself put together, and you focus a lot on the I think what you call the inner you. And your inner game, and but you make the guy, and it's mostly for gentlemen, correct?
Yeah. I mean, anybody can read it if you can read, I guess. But I mean, the target audience is guys,
right?
And so
So, but I like the fact that you're not just saying, okay, this is how you're gonna go get chicks and da 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 da. You're like, no, let's start with you. Let's get you self-organized first. Let's get your head straight, and then you go out and you start approaching women and working your way out into a social world with it. So, and I think that's
man. The thing is that a lot of times guys get into communities where where that's what it's about. In the sense of like, hey, get out to the bar and talk to these women and get them home with you and all that kind of thing. Guys get into that because of the allure of like, I want, a Playboy lifestyle, or I want, I've never had that in my life. I've never been that guy that has, multiple women in their life and things like that. And, but the thing is, what most guys, myself included, when we got into that, was it's not about that really. That's just a byproduct of establishing the type of lifestyle that you want. It's about making a lifestyle instead of not, anybody can go around and just say random stuff to random women and random Christian and anybody can do that, but what type of life do you have to fall back on, and to accentuate and to show that, hey, look, it's not about the women, it's about you. If you want, if you don't know what your flaws are, or what will soon be your insecurities, yeah, go talk to a bunch of women. You know, you want to get that
Yep.
spotlight on whatever it is that you need to work on, you know?
Oh man.
And,
Yeah.
and that's where I was when I started, you know?
Yeah.
I had flaws left, right, and everywhere, you know? And these were all things, I mean, you know, we're all human beings. We're all flawed to a degree, of course, but it demonstrated to me, these are things that I need to work on. I need to be more confident. I need to have more self-esteem. You know,
Yeah.
the whole thing with inner game is, look, you know, if you don't like you, how can you expect anybody else to?
Absolutely.
Why should they? You
Yep.
don't even like you, and you're around you all the time. You know?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it all starts with the mindset. You know, so many guys suggest to themselves, I can't go do that. Well, let me tell you something. Let me clue you in on a little secret. If I had a pistol to the back of your head and said, do it, you would do it, you know, which means that you can do it. You just need the proper motivation. Right. That's why you should come to one of my boot camps, because that's what we don't do that. But but it does go to show.
You're gonna hit up on that girl.
You will be motivated if the motivation is right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
No, absolutely, man. And I just like I said again, you know, you start with the guy, and that's a perfect way to go, because girls, it's like, you know, and it's like they can smell the fear. You know, they're just like, yeah, sure, buddy. You know, and that's why you instantly get well, of course, my video is slow, but you know, the cold shoulder right away. It's
right.
The back's turned and like, okay, whatever. Oh my gosh. And they're moving on, you know? So, now this new project that you're working on, this masterclass, as you're calling it, what all is that exactly going to be approaching?
Well, what we're going to be talking about in a large capacity is something that affects every area of your life, not just with dating or relationships. You know, we're talking about health, wealth, and relationships, you know, professional.
Oh yeah.
It's like across the board, even relationships with friends and family and things like that. And that secret sauce I'm talking about is confidence, you know?
Yeah.
You know, the thing is that a lot of times, you know, we have these ideas of what it should be, and then it's not, and we lose confidence in ourselves, you know, because we built up this narrative that, like, hey, this should be this is the desired outcome, and this is how it should happen. Oops, it didn't happen. It must be me. Well, is it really you, or is it what you're doing? You know, I can have all the confidence in the world or lack thereof. It really doesn't matter. I'll give you a perfect case in point. Just today, I had to go get a new tire on my vehicle, and you know, I mean, it was worn. It was in bad shape, and I was kind of sweating it because I'm thinking, man, I hope I don't get a flat on the way to the tire place.
Yeah.
And I made it. But the thing is, what if I did get a flat, right? And I've got all the confidence in the world or no confidence. Guess what? I can't take those lug nuts off with my hand. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen.
You need a tool.
Right. I need a 4-way or whatever, you know? And all the confidence or no confidence, either way, I'm not getting that thing off with my fingers. So, you know, bottom line is, it's not me, it's what I'm doing. Am I going to do it like, you know, like I'm taking off a cap of a bottle, or am I going to get the proper tool that I need to actually make it happen? And then I could say to myself, look what I did. I know how to change a tire, you know? And now the next time that happens, I know that that process can be duplicated, right? And so what we're doing in this particular program, 75-80% of it is going to be allocated to confidence and self-esteem, getting out of your own head, you know, killing limiting beliefs, things like that. And then the other part of it's going to kind of be everything else, you know, like, hey, here's how to do, you know, here's how you should do a date. Here's how you should go talk to this girl, you know, things like that. But more tactical type of stuff, I suppose. But, you know, and even if you're like, I don't have confidence that I can have confidence, I've got you, man, because here's the deal. If you can't have confidence, guess what you can have? Competence, right?
Right.
The example that I absolutely love about this, right? So say, for instance, you're on an airplane, okay, and you're flying to wherever, and you're sitting window seat. The guy sitting next to you, he's sitting aisle seat, right? Well, word gets out across the plane that, the pilot, he had a heart attack and died mid-flight, okay? And people are starting to freak out a little bit. What's going to happen? How are we going to land this plane? What are we all going to die? Like people are starting to kind of get freaked out.
Going to be Ted Stryker.
What's that?
Yeah.
Going to be Ted Stryker.
You're right. So, but the guy sitting next to you, he stands up and he says, "Don't worry, everybody. I've seen Top Gun at least 30 times. And the new one, I've seen 3 times. I've got this." And he runs to the front of the plane, takes the dead pilot out of the seat, sits down, gets behind the instrument panel. What do you think is going to happen? Everybody's dead. That's what's going to happen.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Guys are flying right into the
Everybody's
ground.
jumping out the window. Yeah.
Right. All the confidence in the world, right? But no competence.
Right.
Conversely, same situation, except this time there's a co-pilot. Now this co-pilot, it's day 1. It's his first day on the job as a co-pilot. All right. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for most people, you start a new job, you're a little bit nervous. You don't know what to expect, right? You don't know if you're going to get along with your coworkers, your bosses, so on and so forth.
Well, you obviously don't have to worry about the pilot.
What's that?
You obviously don't have to worry about the pilot anymore because
right. That's the one worry that's been relieved. So, but nonetheless, this co-pilot, he's had what? He's had training. He's logged flight hours. He's done flight simulator. He's as prepared as somebody can be.
Yeah.
So he may not have confidence in himself, but what he can do is have confidence in his training and what he's been taught. So when he gets behind, as worrisome as he may be, when he gets behind that instrument panel, takes a hold of that yoke, 99.9% chance everybody's fine. You're going to get to where you got to go, and all that, everything's going to work out.
You're at least going to get the plane landed safely and be able to get out and
exactly.
get on another flight with the living.
Yeah, well, I guess it would have to land to let the dead guy out, but you get the idea. But the thing is that guy didn't have any confidence. He had competence. But once he did it and showed himself that he could do it, now he's got the best of both worlds. Yeah. He's got the competence and he's got the confidence in himself that he can handle himself in a high pressure situation, know? And so that's what I'm getting at. And that's what I want to help teach guys that join the masterclass is, hey, if you don't have confidence, that's okay. That's something that we can work on together via competence.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, okay, let's go back to our random 9 list questionnaire extraordinaire. Do you suggest that guys use the dating apps? I mean, is that something?
Yeah, absolutely. I think where the problem lies, by solely using dating apps, is you're limiting your pipeline. So if you think of it, let's put it in this context. Like your guys' show. Okay, what if you only advertised your show in one place?
Right.
You know, like your results are not going to be probably what you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not getting as many listeners as you want, as many viewers as you want, many people that are going to be, dedicated to the show, whatever. If you're only using one outlet, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're using multiple pipelines for quote unquote leads, right? Then you're going to strike somewhere, multiple
Right.
places, hopefully, you know. And on top of that, I advocate for guys that are only insistent on dating apps is to, you know, get better with going out and approaching and having real life conversations and things like that, and flirting in person. Because yeah, okay, cool, I can give you all the tips in the world to make your dating profile look good, okay,
Right.
but
Yeah.
okay, fine, you get 10 dates and all of them suck because you don't know how to have a date, you don't know how to converse with a woman that's sitting right in front of you, you know, like,
Yeah.
what's the point, you know? So yeah, I mean, yeah, dating apps are certainly effective, but I wouldn't only use them, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's too much of a safety net, I think, with the apps too, is that it gives you don't have to respond right at that time. You know,
Sure.
you can wait and sort of craft your response. But but you know, there's nothing better than on the job training when it comes to dating, actually being out there, right?
Yeah.
Having to think on your feet, having to, you know, project how you want to project yourself.
Mhm.
And not falling over yourself like a complete and total bumbling idiot, which
Yeah,
is
you
how I
can't-
started out, you know, in the dating game.
Would be
But
me.
Yeah, you can't be on a date and be like, I like what you said there. I will give you a witty response in 3 hours when I think of something.
Right.
You know, like,
Exactly. I'm gonna run to
That's
the
not gonna
bathroom really
fly.
quick and craft my response. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Give me a moment.
Yeah.
I'll get to you.
And another problem with dating apps, and I think this is where guys kind of there's a lot of places where I think guys miss the mark when it comes to dating apps. But I think that you know, by and large, I think too many men let their lack of success in matches that they get and things like that speak to their self-esteem too much,
Right.
and they take it personal. Oh, I must be ugly. Well, okay. Is it that, or is it that? Oh, here's my picture. Here's my profile picture. you know, you know, like the lighting is bad.
Right.
You know, like the age-old adage: a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, what 1,000 words are being said about you? You know, like what can somebody really say? Here's me leaning against the kitchen counter. You know, like, okay, cool, I guess. You know, like, you're not saying anything in these pictures. The lighting's bad. You know, it's not that you are quote unquote ugly. It's your pictures are ugly. And I get it. Right. I'm not the most photogenic person on planet Earth. Okay, like if I take 1,000 pictures, there'll be like 5 that I like. You know,
right.
But at the end of the day, those are the 5 I'm going to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a matter of, like, you know, knowing how to take a good picture. And if you don't know how, A, there's tutorials all over YouTube. B, you can get a professional photographer for, you know, these days significantly cheap. It's not like you know, wedding pictures. You know, like you can get somebody out there for $60, you know.
Yeah. And odds are you've got a friend or somebody that knows.
Or that was C. You know, get a buddy who fancies himself as a photographer. That's better than you doing it yourself with some whack selfie, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, the in the bathroom selfies, I think, are a little passé at this point, which I could not believe how many of those there were. And the fact that lots of and women especially would take the picture from above themselves, showing down, like they're like, oh well, it doesn't show all your lines and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but it just shows a straight boob shot, and you know that's all you see, for God's sakes, because I'm a guy.
Well, I always find it funny too that they're taking a picture of the mirror while looking at their phone, right? Like they're never looking at where they want, like they're not looking straight forward, like they're looking for it. Just that always drives me
mirror's
nuts.
all dirty,
right?
Yeah.
And then you see in the bedroom, and the bedroom's like, you know, like 12 days worth of clothes all over the bedroom, right?
Right.
And she's like, well, I've been busy, so I thought I'd take a picture real quick. You're like, no. Yeah, maybe you need to quit being such a slob.
Right.
All right. So yeah, okay, dating apps are good, but now you also suggest going out and hitting it up at like a bar or just a club,
Well,
or do you
I mean,
do you suggest like bookstores?
Well, look, here's the thing. Not everybody's bar guy,
Right.
Yeah.
not everybody's club guy. A couple of ways to look at it. I do advocate that people get out of their comfort zone and go to places that they're not necessarily comfortable with. Usually comfortability is just a thing that follows uncertainty, like
Right.
I'm unfamiliar with this place, so therefore I'm uncomfortable. Well, if you familiarize yourself with it, I'll tell you a quick story. Like I've never been club guy. I'm not a club guy now, but I've been to a million clubs in my life, and it's like never on a Friday night am I like, if I'm sitting at home or something like, what I should do right now is just go to the club, like that thought never even occurs to me. But that being said, I've also been a million times, but the first 5 times that I went to a club, now I had never been inside a club. My only frame of reference was whatever I happened to have seen in TV and movies. Like that was like really the only, insight that I had what it might be like, And the first time I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to this club. I'm driving, drove right past it. Like, nope, I'm not doing it. The second time I parked the car and I just walked past it. Okay.
Oh, no way.
The third time I got in line and I dipped out of line. Okay. The fourth time I actually went in, made a quick lap and dipped. Okay. The fifth time I actually stuck around. And then after that, I started actually talking to people and things like that. So even though it's not my thing, I'll still have the time of my life going because I do have fun when I do it. It's just not my normal thing. So I say all that to say this. I do advocate, that get out of your comfort zone, try new things, go to new places, because you never know what might strike a chord with you. And now what once was your thing is now potentially your thing,
Right.
But if you're just like, no, like it's not, I used to do that, it's not for me, or maybe, you're somebody who is sober, maybe you've been battling, alcoholism or something like that, and that's a triggering environment for you. Okay, I totally get it, So you don't have to do that. It's just clubs and things like that is just where more women congregate that are, open to conversations and things like that. So it makes it a little bit easier on that front. But you can always go to things that you enjoy doing, like, look, maybe join a co-ed softball team when, springtime rolls around, kickball team, maybe start taking a cooking class, doing yoga, like things that are a little more co-ed that you can start, meeting people. And guess what? Here's the deal.
Star Trek conventions.
Yeah. Perfect. But
this is what I found off a dating site.
Oh yeah. Hi, Lois.
Yeah, you can't see her because
okay.
You'll see her. You'll see her soon enough. That's her hand. But anyway.
Okay.
But sorry to scare her off, apparently.
And she's like,
why is yelling? But look, even if like you just don't, none of the women in these co-ed events or meetups or whatever the case might be is your get down, that's okay. Because guess what? Those women have friends. You could start building a social circle,
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. You start building a social circle, and that's another pipeline for you to utilize to start bringing in these quote unquote leads. you know,
Yeah.
working a social circle like that, you know. So there's no, and on top of that, even if none of that, oh, hey, hello.
There she is. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay on the old.
Yeah, like she already gone. She was already here and left.
Yeah, right. She's upstairs going whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, but the thing is that even if, look, none of the women that are on this co-ed softball team are attractive to you.
Yeah.
And that
There could
none
be
of them have
odds
any
on that.
friends, you know, like
Yeah.
you're still doing something to make your life more textured, more interesting, more fun, giving yourself something to do, a way to get pictures for your dating apps, you know?
Right.
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like these are all things that they all interplay together, and there's no losing, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
There's no downside to this. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
No, it's funny you say that because I got out of a long relationship, a 4.5-year relationship, and I immediately signed up for an adult softball team just as a single player, saying, hey, if you guys need to round out your roster, give me a call, right?
Yeah.
And sure enough, right, somebody called, and again, they were all like my age. And it was co-ed, and yeah, a lot of them were paired off. 2 of them weren't, but that defined my social circle for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and it was fantastic. It was fun. And while, you know, normally how I operated in breakups before, I would just sit and sulk for a month, right, and not do anything, right, and you know, like I can't watch Titanic again, right, and no, it's like. I got out there, you know, and yeah, and I had fun, and it totally distracted me from whatever like funk I was in, and gave me something else to focus on. And you know, and yeah, these people like me, they like my personality, and it did give me some like, hey, I'm not, you know, I'm not everything she said I was, you know. Yeah.
It kept saying Andy for polishing his chili silverware. Oh, another Friday night.
and all those the coasters that he'd build a pyramid out of, you know.
Oh, I forgot about the coasters. You have no
Oh, yeah.
idea how many Chili's coasters I had.
Yeah, you don't want a paper
good
cut
Lord.
for one of those bad boys. Let me tell you.
That was
Oh,
one of
hell
my
no.
favorite thing to
Hell
take.
no.
So now, yeah, and Andy, why Titanic? Why not Sleepless in Seattle? Why not When Harry Met Sally? Why not?
But you know, Titanic was bad because everybody, like, you know,
You're
like
such
that was
a
the
product
ultimate
of
disaster
marketing
love
that's
movie.
not even funny.
Yeah. And it was a long movie too, you know, so I didn't have to worry about like watching other stuff, you know. So yeah. Right.
Yes, it was a long movie.
Yes.
So, but no, I love the fact that, and even my wife said he nailed it on the head. They've got friends, you know.
Yeah.
I think that is an excellent resource. Yeah. So, okay, so you don't hit it off with the one chick or whatever, but hey, you know what? You keep things cool. You don't be a jerk,
Right.
and you mix and mingle with other people that are around there that you're like, hey, actually, I kind of think this chick, you know. And see, that's, I think, now let me ask you this, because there is such an immaturity level among adults, you know, and I'm talking 25 to 40, you know, even in the 50s range, where we have this mindset, like, you know, you're trying to be like on the TV or whatever, and we're really incredibly immature. If it doesn't work out for us, and you're like, oh well, screw them, they've got warts, and you know, whatever. It's I mean, seriously, tell me you don't see this or hear about this, because
all the time.
And it's amazing. I mean, I had one lady that I went out on a few dates with, instantly really started, you know, I mean, we had kind of a thing, but I was like, yeah, I just don't know. And man, I will tell you, all of a sudden she was just latching on, and I'm like, okay, we're going way too fast. Let's, bring this
Yeah.
down a level. And she did not want to hear about it and got really just rude. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm done. And
Yeah.
you can go on your way.
Right.
And she had friended me on Facebook, which I didn't, I mean, she had somehow gotten onto my Facebook or whatever. And then I was like, okay, wow, I got to block you, because I never did that. I never,
Mhm.
until I was actually really, really dating somebody, I wouldn't like Facebook or anything. I was not that big of a social media
Right. Yeah.
presence. And which I still suggest if you're out there dating, do not exchange Instas or Facebooks or Snapchats or whatever. Keep that separate for a while until you know that you really need to be a part of this person's life.
It brings up way too many questions and way too many
Oh,
late nights
dude.
of who is that guy? Is that her
Yeah.
brother?
Well, and I mean, it's people can see when you're online and when you aren't and stuff like that. Or I guess you can control that, but still lots of
Yeah.
people don't. And they're like, oh, well, what were you doing on Facebook at 3 a.m. or who are you Snapchatting and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, settle down. I mean, tell me you don't see or hear about this.
Oh, of course, all the time, but at the same time, it's like, look, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them,
Right.
If you got somebody who, is violating your boundaries, which, I mean, for based on your situation, sounds like it was a rap anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like, to me, I'm like, I'd be thinking like, okay, like, man, am I glad I didn't go down that road because I dodged a bullet,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Because she let her true colors show, so I don't take if it was me, I wouldn't take it as like, a moment of like, why is she doing this? And, like worrying about myself, like, oh, I got to block this person before they say a bunch of stupid stuff to people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even thinking that. What I'm thinking is, man, am I glad I didn't go down that road? You know?
Right.
Absolutely.
So, but I do disagree somewhat with like the social media thing. I'm an advocate of people exchanging social medias, because now here's the caveat: if your social media is working for you, you know what I mean?
Oh, easy with the big words there, buddy.
Yeah.
Easy with the caviar and all that.
Well, like if this is what I tell people all the time: your social media isn't for you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not for your friends. It's
Right.
for everybody else.
Yeah.
If you treat it like you would treat a dating app, okay, now you're onto something. You know what I mean? But
okay. Yeah.
and by the way, you can make 2 accounts if you need to have one for friends and family and things like that. Okay, so be it. Cool.
Right.
But the other one, like for instance, your guys' social media for this podcast, I highly doubt that you're airing out like, a bunch of stuff that you don't want people to know about. You know what I mean? Private conversations.
I throw
like
Christian
that.
under the bus on that Facebook all day. That's all I do.
I mean, joking around is one thing, you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
But like, you know what I'm trying to say. You don't want to.
No, I
put
get it.
yourself in a bad light and things like
Right.
that, which
Yeah.
a lot of times people do unknowingly because they post a lot of divisive stuff, political stuff.
Right.
I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you're posting a bunch of political stuff, you have now just eliminated half of the people, that could ultimately resonate with you. And that's professionally, that's in relationships, whatever,
Yeah.
And so like, you should treat it as though it's like your outlet, as if you were a celebrity or just a public personality or whatever. You want to treat it as such, that's my opinion on it anyway.
And one of the things I was also trying to lead back to was, okay, even as from a guy's, trying to date a chick I'm sorry, I'm old school. I use dude and chick a lot. So no
That's
disrespect to
fine.
any guys or ladies out there. You're dudes and chicks in my book. So,
Right.
but, like, let's say, okay, like you're talking about, we'll use the softball team, scenario for a minute. You're kind of, you going out a couple dates with this one, lady, and it doesn't work, whatever. So be cool to each other, okay?
Right.
But you're like,
Yeah.
listen, hey, and then you kind of start talking to somebody else on her team or whatever that maybe she is or isn't friends with, but still they're associated through the team.
Yep.
If you're the chick or the lady, sorry, be cool with it. Okay.
Yep.
Don't get all jelly and get all upset with each other. Just say, hey, you know what? Hey, we didn't work out. That's cool. And if she wants to say, hey, oh, by the way, he likes to pick his teeth while he's at dinner or something, whatever, that's one thing, but don't be like making stuff up or just be rude about it. And same thing goes with the guys. She wouldn't bang me on the first date. Well, you know what? You're not supposed to bang on the first date anyways, so don't be a jackass. It's, really, I mean, it's the incredible amount of stupidity that people throw out there just because things didn't work for them. Their egos get bruised so easily, like a banana. And it's like, dude, man, just take a step back, let it go. It's not for you, but it's probably for somebody else. So let them have their try, And
no doubt, 100%.
It's
Well, and
just,
I-
it
and I
just
think
shocks
that's-
me. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've meant to do this a couple of times. For the people who are listening on the audio version, we're talking with Dale Valor, author of Inner Game. He's modern flirting. It's the Inner Game is the name of his book. He's got a new program coming out. What's the name of the new program called again, Dale? Masterclass. And it's life coaching and date coaching. He's an expert on this. He's helped out, I don't know, thousands of guys. I mean, you have testimonials all over the place that are just amazing. Which I really love. So now some of the guys on these testimonials, it's like, all right, dude, let's dial it in a little bit here, bro. I think you're going nuts. But I mean, they're just excited, which I get. They're happy. You've helped them find what you call their inner game, helping them start from the inside and bringing it out the right way. And which I love that process. So again, thank you for doing that instead of just putting up a facade. And
my pleasure, man. That's what I love to do.
Go out and lean against somebody's Lamborghini and be like, yo, babe, what's up? But dude, you see that out there. I know you do. And there's so many sites that are like, oh, I can help you do this. And it's like, no, you're just putting up a fake. And that ain't right. That's not how this works.
Look, you hit the nail on the head. To me, it's about being authentic. Authenticity, being genuine.
Absolutely.
Like who you actually are. So many guys are worried about like, hey, if I work with a dating coach or if I, start watching this YouTube channel or whatever the case might be, that it somehow is going to transform them into being somebody that they're not, and you have agency over that. You're the one that can decide if you're going to be authentic or you're not going to be authentic,
I like that term, agency.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is that guys are, sometimes are looking for, little clever hacks and tricks and tips and things like that. And and sometimes those things are effective. I'm not going to say that they're not. However, the thing is at the end of the day, you're still left with you, and
there you go,
okay, you hoodwinked her. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing, you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop and for her to actually figure out who you actually are. So why not be your authentic self?
Yes.
But accentuate that. Be the best version of that authentic self. Not just, we've all heard the advice, it's very common cliche dating advice. Just be yourself. You're right. Just be yourself. you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, like, yeah, I mean, as cliche as that is, it's not actually wrong. You know, you should be yourself. The thing is that the best version of you or isn't it? You know, and if it isn't, that's where the work starts.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and the last thing you want to do is present a facade, present a lie, because then you have to live that lie with that person, right?
Right.
If you're not just trying to get in their pants for the night, like if you're trying to have a meaningful, like long-lasting relationship, like you need to, you know, it's better to be yourself, because then you're not, you know, you don't have to fake, you know, hey, I love to go hiking. Now I have to go hiking every weekend. Oh man, what did I do?
and you go with the
I never told her I had legs. Like, yeah.
Oh man.
Or I love to mountain bike, and oh really? Yeah, I just don't have a bike or anything.
A mountain. I live in Nebraska.
I like hill biking.
Hill biking.
or steep incline biking.
Yeah.
In a way. Yeah. So all right. So now the masterclass, where can people find this masterclass?
Well, the best thing that you could do is go to freegiftfromdale.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And so when you go there, you're going to find out a bunch of information about me. I'll be 100% honest. Like I said, this is the first time I've even talked about it. So some of the stuff from the masterclass still needs to go up on the website, but that doesn't even matter, because here's the deal. I feel like if you're listening to this right now, you've heard me talk about it now for about an hour. So, you know, you already kind of know what you're in store for. So if you go there, you can book on my Calendly. We'll sit down, we'll have a conversation on Zoom. And, you know, and I'll give you some tidbits, and, you know, and if we both feel like it's a fit, let's go, you know. So freegift.com is
Whoa. Okay. Hold on. So now this is an actual one-on-one is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't feel the good vibe going on, or if they don't, you're like, hey, no big deal. That's it. We're done.
Yep. 100%. I'm the first to admit I'm not for everybody. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But at the same time, not everybody's for me. You know what I mean? So it has to make sense.
Okay. So let me ask you this. If there is no compatibility between you and your prospective client or whoever, do you have a suggestion or other resources that they can turn
Absolutely.
to?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. No doubt.
Oh. All right. So now give out, and we're going to have links to this on our webpage as well. So you can go to therandomchristianshow.com and find all this here. But for people just listening in on the audio version of this or watching, because there's such a huge delay in the video, what is the website to go to again?
freegiftfromdale.com.
Okay. freegiftfromdale.com. Right there, and there will be links to not only your book, which you can find on Amazon or Kindle.
Yep.
I think it's what, $9?
I think, well, the physical copy book is, I think, 12, and the Kindle, I think, is 8, 9, 10. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's $9.99. I think is what it's.
Yeah. That sounds great.
I briefly looked over things this afternoon. Anyway, there it is right there. That's the Inner Game with Dale Valor, or freegiftfromdale.com. You can go there and you can find all the links and whatever you need to. And then this masterclass. And again, if you and Dale aren't a fit, he's going to suggest somebody else you can check out. Or, you know, you guys are free to do what you're going to do. I mean, that's what it's all about. But at least you actually sit and spend a little time with them. To 100%. See if this actually works, which I think is absolutely amazing. You don't find that.
To me, I would prefer to work with people who actually want to make a change, that actually want to go out and do what's prescribed for them to do. It's a waste of their time and my time if they're not taking it seriously, or they're just being problematic, or their mindset is just unbelievably toxic. You know what I mean? And and I'm not citing examples that aren't outside of the norm. You know, these are people that we encounter all the time, you know, so it is what it is. You know, again, I'm not for everybody and not everybody's for me, but that doesn't mean just because you're not eating at my table doesn't mean I want you to starve, you know?
Now let me ask you this. When you're meeting people one-on-one or talking with people either through web chat or whatever, or at one of these big conferences that you guys have, you said you have about 4 times a year across the US.
Yep.
Now when you're meeting people and you're like, dude, you got a lot of problems you need to get sorted out. I mean, have you actually had to do that before and be like, listen, right now, you don't need to be dating. You need to take time, get yourself squared away. I mean, has that ever happened where, and then like people are like, oh, screw you, you know? And
well, it's never came to where someone's like vitriol and, you know, that kind of thing. It's never really came to that. But there are times where it's like, all right, you know, like I'll give you an example. Obviously, I'm not going to say names, but, you know, I've had different students in the past where admittedly, like it's not something I sussed out. It's something that they just put on blast right on Front Street, you know, like I hate women. I can't stand women. I don't want to talk to women. I just want to have sex with women. And that's just not somebody for me. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
And when I tell them that, like, look, your perspective and your mentality is way off base, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
They're going to take it one of two ways. Either they're going to be like, well, what do you mean? And want some insight there. And hopefully they make a change. Or B, oh, this guy's, you know, what's the word?
A freaking a-hole.
No, a simp. You know, oh, this guy's a simp.
Sure.
Or this guy's, you know, it's like, nah, man, that ain't even it. You know, like, just because you actually enjoy talking to somebody doesn't make you a simp. You know what I mean? Like, that's absurd to me, you know?
And for all the old people out there, why don't you describe what a simp is?
Andy. No, I'm playing. I'm totally joking.
No, you know, no, nail on the head right there. Yeah.
I was seriously waiting for you to go, well, it's you, Christian. But, back in my day, we didn't have simps. All we had was a-holes.
You know, a simp, you know, basically is somebody who, I'll give you a perfect definition. A simp is somebody who is willing to trade in their ethics and values for a woman's attention. You know, so
dude,
somebody that's willing to sell themselves out for a scrap of some woman's attention. You know,
right?
I think that's a pretty clear definition in my opinion.
Yeah, that nailed it on the head, dude. That was like the best exclamation I have heard of that term ever. So that was perfect. All right. So we got now you said you got a conference coming up in LA soon, correct?
Yeah. Well, I'm San Diego this weekend, and then I've got a boot camp in San Diego, and then LA in the very like March 1st, basically that weekend.
Okay, now can people still attend these conferences that are going on?
Not the one in San Diego, but if somebody hits me up, I'll you know what? This is for you guys. All right, this is for you guys. If somebody that says, I heard you on the Random Christian Show, and I want to be, maybe you live in Los Angeles, maybe you live within driving distance. Maybe you're flying from freaking Sydney, Australia. Okay, doesn't matter. If you tell me that you want to attend, I got you. You're in.
Oh, look at that.
So
but you got to tell me. You got to reach out to me.
Dale.com. right?
They can hit me up on any of the socials.
Oh, okay.
Or go to freegiftfromdale.com and just, it goes to my email. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'll see it. So
and let's just put that out there too. All you have to do is Google Dale Valor, Valor, and or add modern flirting onto the end of that.
yeah,
And
I'm all over the place.
you're gonna pull up a page of all about Dale and this guy right here and everything he's got going on, his inner game book, all the conferences, I'm sure everything that you need to find. And you can hit him up on Facebook, Instagram. You're on YouTube.
TikTok, YouTube.
I mean, yeah,
I'm everywhere pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere. So it would be, and it would behoove you. I mean, seriously, if you're out there and you're even kind of slightly struggling, man, this is the way to go. You got a guy who's going to be honest with you. He's not going to hold punches, and he's going to throw it right out at you saying, listen, this is what you need to do. This is what he does for a living. This is how he helps. And, I mean, seriously, I wish I had somebody that I knew like you back in the day when I was dating. And I probably would have ended up with my wife still, but,
Yeah. But like, I mean, seriously, like 15 years ago, like, had I known someone like you was out there, like totally, it would have changed my perspective on everything.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. We often we shape our worldview due to what we see, our surroundings, and our experiences, and we define it through a certain lens, and there's our worldview, right? And if you're a guy who has had nothing but terrible experiences when it comes to dating, and that terrible could come in any type of way, but nonetheless, if you've had nothing but terrible experiences and things like that, like what your perception is not the reality. It's just the reality for you in what has happened. All we got to do is just make some changes to change that reality, and once that reality is changed, now you have a new worldview and a new outlook, and you know that you can have successes because now you're having them,
Right.
So,
So, and again, it's not that maybe you're doing it all wrong. You just need it tweaked to go in the right direction, man. And, now think about this. Think about all the time and money that you're throwing out there doing it wrong right now. When you throw a little cash at a guy like Dale here, who's going to help you refine, redirect, and put you in the way that you want to flow, man. That's how it works.
Think about it like this. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't even cut you off, Christian. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you did, but that's fine. No, I'm just saying, I mean, as a guy who's done this, I mean, I had to learn quickly, which I'm kind of good at, readjusting and reevaluating how I'm doing stuff. But I would have, seriously, I would have paid to have you help me redirect myself and get myself going in the right direction, which, and honestly, that woman I'm married to, she kind of did that for me in a way. She was, she called me out on a lot of things right off the bat. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And because what I did was I just threw it on the table and I said, here it is.
Yeah.
This is me. This is how I am. I mean, hell, this is a woman I told on our first date. She goes, what's one of your life goals? I said, to be a pirate. And I was fully serious. I said, think about it. You don't pay taxes. You steal and plunder what you need. You live on an island. You got a monkey. I mean, come on. It's
rum.
That's it. That's it, Christian. I'm not sending you any more money to be on this show anymore. That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
Arr, damn it.
So what you're telling me is you work at Long John Silver's.
I am the mascot. I don't say that there. Yeah, swarmy dogs. But no, I mean, honestly, Dale, this people just don't realize how much this really needs. They're like, oh, he's just a scam. He's just trying. No. This guy is actually, again, you start from the inside. You're not like going, okay, this is what you need to go get this chick. No, let's fix you first. Let's get you going in the right direction. Then you worry about going out there. And that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, you know, like when people bring up like I hate the word scam that you see online, you know, and here's why. You know, like, are there legitimate scams? Of course. You know, like you get an email from the Prince of Sudan or something. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you know, that's a scam, you know?
Yeah.
Too often people chalk up the word scam just to something they just don't like. Oh, it's a scam. I didn't like it. Well,
right.
That doesn't make it a scam. It's not your preference, you know?
Right.
It's just as simple as that, you know? So I've got enough students and things like that. I don't need to scam people. I would rather be genuine and authentic. And, you know, like I don't need, firstly, I don't have a desire to do it. Secondly, I don't need to, you know? So, you know, like, and if somebody wants to quit, okay, cool. But, you know, like, what did you really lose? You know, here's the thing. You know, you brought up like costs of stuff. Look, if you were to go out every Saturday night, right, for the month, okay, $20 cover, the gas getting there, okay, 3 drinks. Yeah. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, you're already $100 in.
$5, you know?
Yeah.
We'll just say $75.
Yeah,
it's $300 a month, and that's only if you go out on Saturday. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just one club.
Right. Exactly. And that's only 3 drinks. You know what I mean? And so, look, you know, here's the deal. The master class is a third of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like,
and it's one-on-one.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so that's it, man. You know, like it astounds me how people are, you know, they've got money to throw around. You know, in my book, Inner Game, I break this down, and I don't remember the exact numbers. Do you know that the average person spends per year on coffee around $800? Okay, on coffee. Do you know how much the average person spends on self-development a year?
Oh,
$10. $2.
Oh, no way.
Yep. So what? I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, where's the priority here, right? You know?
Yeah. That's the man. That is, you know, and that's just a crazy, honest statistic. That's the sad part about it. Yeah. Okay. So you've got your conferences coming up now. The one you said there's one in LA soon, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So people can still easily apply to get into that as well.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. As long as they get at me before basically the end of March, you know.
Okay.
So you got about a month and a half, basically.
Okay. So there we go. It's a free gift from Dale.com. Just go there. You can get into all his stuff, find his book, which again is on Amazon and Kindle, which is called Inner Game.
Hold up, real quick. I said that wrong. I'm thinking for some reason I was thinking April 1st. You got to get at me like in the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like the next 2 weeks, because it's March 1st. I had the dates wrong in my head. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay, but either way, go to his page, freegiftfordale.com, DALE, and you can get on there and check it out and see if you can make it. Or there's other conferences coming up soon. You said Vegas, Florida,
New York, Miami.
So we've got they're going across the U.S. and it's not just you. There's other people that are out there, correct?
Yeah, inside of Modern Success, we have a gang of coaches. You have obviously myself. We have a guy that strictly handles dating apps. We got a guy that strictly handles going and talking to women during the day. We got a guy who talks about more at night and things like that. We got a celebrity personal trainer. We have a time management coach. We have we have business coaches. We have the world's #1 hypnotherapist. It's not me, although I am a certified hypnotherapist. But, so we have We have a girl that is a fashionista that helps you step up your fashion and things like that. So, I mean, pretty much in every aspect of lifestyle, we have somebody to, you know, help you out.
Absolutely.
That's
awesome. Okay.
crazy.
So, this is, see, and it's not just what you do, it's what all these other people do collectively together to help you get your inner game going on. And I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing. Again, he's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. What else? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, unfortunately, Dale's already played this game with us, so you don't get your random questions of insanity, and I don't know. It doesn't happen that way. Just shut up. Okay. So the guy up in the attic is queuing that. You know, he wants to hear random questions of insanity. You've played that game with us already, so
yeah, but you're gonna have to refresh my memory exactly on how it works.
Well, we're going to try a different game today, Dale.
Oh,
we're going to do of course the video's delayed, but we're going to do drunk, stoned, or stupid.
Oh, great! And, that's very apt because I'm all three of those things right now.
And it's something we've wanted to experiment with here for a little while. So we're going to you get to be our de-virginizing with this game. Basically, it's a it's basically a statement, and we have to figure out which one of us three would be it, and which one would be drunk, stoned, or stupid.
Okay.
So, are you interested in trying it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
All right. So, card number 1, I will pull. And yeah, I know the video's lagging, so I apologize. Drunk, stoned, or stupid can be convinced of anything. Dale, I'll start with you. Who would be convinced of anything if they were drunk, stoned, or stupid?
So I have to pick between you two, basically.
Or you nail yourself and say, "Oh, well, if I was stoned, I could be convinced of anything."
You know, honestly, I don't think either one of you could be convinced of anything. You know, but if you were drunk or stoned
or stupid,
you know what? I would say Christian, and I'll tell you why. Okay. I'll tell you why. Because here, this is what I imagine playing out in my head. Okay. You're
this isn't going to be good.
You know, like it's St. Patrick's Day or something, and you're at the bar. You've already started drinking at 11 a.m. and like you got a few Irish car bombs in you, and here's what I could see happening. Somebody walking up and starting off a very interesting conversation that is like way outside of the box, talking about something super interesting, and pulling you in. You know what I mean? Out of curiosity, because it's like, wow, that's what you got abducted by aliens. Oh my God, you got to tell me everything about this. And next thing you know, you're walking out buying a used car. You know, like, and this was the car I don't believe you So that's my answer.
Yep.
Well done. Well done.
If I was still drinking, I could be convinced of anything. I swear. No, I like it. Well played, sir. Well played. Let's see. Let's draw another one here, and is a craft beer snob.
Oh, Andy, all day.
Yeah.
I mean, doing this in Oregon. What else do I got to say?
Right? No, absolutely. Yeah. They tapped a pine tree and out came this liquid gold. This is wonderful. Look at this. This is the only thing I'm drinking from now on. Come on.
But is he drunk, stoned, or stupid?
Well, I mean, I would say drunk, I guess, if we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I would say that's the safest bet. As soon as I read it, I knew he was gonna say it.
Oh, man. No.
Andy, I'm gonna give you this one.
Okay.
Gets totally lost, but has a great time.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know Dale as well as I know you, Chris, but we've had these calls, man. We've had these phone calls where you just don't know where you are sometimes.
Like right now.
Right. Yeah.
And it's not because I'm drunk or stoned. I'm just stupid. So,
but just in terms of like general, I feel like Dale has a great sense of direction.
You know what?
Like,
you hit the nail on the head, bro. I really do. And I don't mean to pat myself on the back like that, but I'm well known in my circles for like, we park at the mall. I know where we parked. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, and I just feel like wherever you're going, like you've already been there, so you know the ins and outs of it too. So like you know, like I could tell you like, oh yeah, we're gonna go catch a show at the auditorium, tomorrow night. It's like, oh yeah, we're parking in lot 9. That's gonna get us in and out. Nobody's gonna be,
No, you're right.
And
you're definitely not wrong about that.
But I could see if Dale got stoned, I could see him getting lost and still just having a blast. There'd be like a crowd of people hanging around with him, and he'd be like, "Where are we at? Somewhere north of Canada, but we're fine."
And no, and he would still convince us that he's totally in charge. Right. But he would still convince us that he's got it handled and totally in charge. Like that's, that's the thing.
We'd be the guys following around. What are we doing? I don't know, but he's got it. We're just going with him. We've been gone for like 3 weeks. And I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure we're somewhere in Russia at this point. But I've had so much fun. Don't tell my mom. So yeah, no, I can fully see that. All right, let's try one more here. And Dale, I'll flip this to you again.
Okay.
Will alphabetize a spice rack in free time?
Oh,
Drunk, stoned, or stupid? Who would it be?
Oh man. Okay. All right. Here's what I would say. Okay. If Andy is stoned, that's him. Okay. But if Christian is drunk, that's him.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Oh my gosh. So nailed it right there.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I do when I was drunk.
Yeah.
I would find crap like that. What are you doing? Just re-alphabetizing and chronologically putting all my CDs in order. How long have you been here? I don't know, about 40 beers now. So, and half a bottle of Jägermeister. So it's fine.
Chris,
need to finish.
I actually have one for you because I want you to play along if that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here we go. Drunk, stoned, or stupid. Spends all day interpreting a text.
I know why you picked this question. That would be me. And drunk, stoned, or stupid, that would still be me. And but you know what it'd be is me calling you on the phone. Andy, you got a second?
You're right. Yeah.
What does this mean?
Yeah.
I don't. Am I reading this wrong?
Yeah. To be fair though, who hasn't spent all day interpreting that one weird text that you got. Right? Right? I mean,
now, Dale, how many people do you get that actually ask you questions like, do I get? I mean, do they do a lot of texting?
she said,
Yeah.
"We'll see me later." What does that mean?
In our Discord, guys will take screenshots, of their text conversation. I don't know where to go to with this, and then people will, kind of help them out. Like, hey, this is what I would say, or hey, this is what you should put, or blah, whatever their opinion on it is. So yeah, we definitely get those for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, yeah, that was an interesting version of the game to play. And all right, so Dale, listen, I know we're running short on time, and I want to make sure we get you plugged in back again. So one more time, the website to find you is freegiftfromdale.com, correct?
That's it. Freegiftfromdale.com. Easy
Okay.
to find. And if you go there, not only can you reach out to me, but it has the first chapter of Inner Game that you can just download, if you want to check it out. As well as, the way I like to think about it, a little side note here. The way I like to think about it is, do you guys remember, obviously you remember Blockbuster Video, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Blockbuster Music?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
What Blockbuster Music used to do was, if you'd go in there and you're going to check out, or you're thinking about buying a new, CD of whoever you like,
Right.
But you saw some good things about the album. You heard the singles, but you know how that goes. Sometimes the singles are the only good songs. You don't want to waste $15 on a CD that you're never going to listen to. They had listening stations that you take the CD up, they open it up for you and put it in a CD player, and you can sit there and listen to the whole album if you want to, Right. So that's the way I kind of look at it. Look, you can download the first chapter of the book for free.
Right.
Check it out. See if it's for you. And if it is, okay, go ahead and get the book. If not, no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, absolutely.
And another thing is, there's an exercise on the site that essentially what you're doing is you're learning who you actually are as a person. It's very eye-opening. It takes some time to do. It's not a personality test, where, you're Myers-Briggs or something. You're answering 1,000 questions and then you got to pay for the result.
Right.
What it is it's just an exercise for you to do on your own, but it really defines who you are as an individual. Because, a guy that knows who he is and knows what he wants, that's a dangerous man. Unfortunately, most men don't know either.
Right.
So,
no, absolutely.
And it's hard to know what you want. If you don't know who you are.
Oh, hey, look, I'm back where I started. Yeah. Yes, Mr. President Biden, we understand that now. You just stay right there in the corner. I'm going to go over here by the pool. Yeah, okay. Don't fall. Okay, the president's in the pool. Get the president out of the pool. Yeah, I know. All right. But yeah, okay. Freegiftfordale.com. You can check him out. You can find out all his showings plus his masterclass, which I find that very intriguing. I think that's a great opportunity for anybody out there.
Yeah.
So make sure you check him out. Dale, thank you so much again for taking time just before the big Valentine's to talk with us, coach us through some of these things. And I
appreciate you guys having me.
Hey man,
always so much
you want
fun
to come
when
back
you're on,
on, we'd love to have you, man.
All right. That's what's up. I'll be on Friday.
And yeah, we're moving on Fridays, so it'll be a little bit more free time for people at that point. So.
Andy, you're out of a job. Get the
right.
That's
it. I'm done. I'm done. That's it.
Actually, I'll be out, and you guys, the hipper, cooler versions, and I'll just be, in the pool with Biden. So, all right, hey Dale, thank you so much again, brother. We appreciate you so much, brother.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy, my friend. Be good.
Take care, Dale.
Oh man, he's so much fun to have on, dude. I love him, and I think that masterclass is awesome. That's a great.
I think that sounds
idea,
amazing.
dude.
Yeah.
and again, if he doesn't think it's going to work between y'all, he'll refer you to somebody else or just say, hey, this is something we don't need. So
that's a cool thing too. But and we alluded to this during the show. Like, if there's any doubt in your mind about, like your direction in terms of just who you are, like if there's any sort of self-doubt there, like this could take you miles, right?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like seriously, if we were as connected as we were, back then when I was getting into the game, having a resource like Dale would have been amazing.
Right. Oh, dude, so much. And Dale's saying goodbye to us from the green room there. And thank you so much, Dale, again for being a part of this. Now, as we've spoken and mentioned, let me pull up our little graphic area here, and we're gonna show. Where is that little creative slide that you made? Here it is, right here.
Yep.
We're no longer on Tuesdays. That's right.
Nope.
This is our final Tuesday show. Yeah, you heard me. There, you heard me. That's the end of the show music, by the way. But this is also the end of the Tuesday show music, and we are moving to Fridays. Not this Friday, but the following Friday, where we will have. Where is she? There she is, right there. Kay Cordell. We promised her a while back. Man, this lady, she has been through it and back, and done so much. She's an amazing author, minister. But you just, I can't even begin to scratch the surface of what this lady has been through and survived. So make sure you're checking it out. And she's on social media as well. But got a book out there, a couple of books actually. So we're going to be talking about all that. That'll be next Friday. Not this upcoming Friday, but next Friday at 4 p.m. Central, right here on all your little social, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and wherever else you want. And Tumblr now through the rabbitandredradio.com.
Oh, that's right.
Network. So if you
awesome.
Subscribe to Tumblr, then there you are right there. Check us out. We want to thank everybody involved. Thank you, Mrs. A. For her salsas and all her delicious foods that will be, hopefully selling everywhere soon.
Yeah.
But, make sure you ask for it by name. And Andrew, I thank you so much for being a part of this. Dale Valor, again, thank you so much for being a part of this show. Next week, Kate Cordell will be with us. In the meantime, kids, we are going to take off and get out of here and get ready for next week. So until then, peace out, be good. God bless you all. Thank you all so much for being with us. Peace out.